everyone. I'm going to be doing my presentation on influenza and immunizations. So background is that there are two main strains of the flu, influenza A and influenza B. There is no cure for the flu, and it is also very contagious. It's also very important to note that washing hands and keeping up with hygiene is very important. Flu A and B are human-to-human viruses, and research shows that flu season occurs from late fall to early spring. The symptoms for influenza include hot flashes, fevers, sore throat, runny nose, and fatigue, and over-the-counter medicines such as Tylenol, Motrin, ibuprofen, and nasal sprays do help with symptoms. Tamiflu is effective only up to 48 hours after symptoms occur. So if you are diagnosed with the flu, your doctor may prescribe you Tamiflu, but it's important to note how long your symptoms have been occurring. It is important to remember that you are still contagious even when taking medications, and it's also just important to keep up with making sure that your body's hydrated. For immunizations, they are used to avoid attracting the flu, and researcher Juanita Carrillo discussed the flu epidemic in 2018, and she did state that the flu season in 2018 would be the worst of the decade. Most of the population who attracted the flu were children not previously vaccinated for the flu. At this point in the flu season, the CDC had announced that the 2018 flu season was the worst since the 2009 swine flu epidemic, mostly seen in the state of New York, which I thought was interesting because dealing with COVID-19 right now, we are seeing a lot of cases in New York as well. And I wonder if it's just because of how populated the state is, especially in New York City and all those surrounding major cities in New York as well. The governor of New York signed an executive order for the flu shot to be administered to children ages 2 to 18. That executive order did help a lot because pharmacies were able to administer the flu shot, which was normally not allowed. However, since this did happen, some pharmacies did run out of the flu vaccination, and it was a lot easier that you would be able to possibly find a pharmacy with the flu shot at a non-chain pharmacy. Preventing influenza. So there's many ways to prevent influenza, but the primary focus is preventing the flu helps when people are immunized against the flu. The most important measure is being vaccinated. The vaccine is effective depending on the strain going around at that time. Each year, the vaccine is made up based off of previous strains. Doctors administrate based off the strain 6 months prior to flu season. So for this year's upcoming flu season in late fall, doctors are going to create some type of flu shot based on the strain that is circulating right now. To wrap up, the flu is everywhere all the time. Even if we're not in flu season, people do still attract the flu. Flu season is the peak of when most people get sick. So obviously people do get sick all throughout the year, but flu season is the time that most people are sick and need care. Staying up to date with vaccines and immunizations help decrease your chances of getting the flu. Researchers are always studying to improve vaccines and immunizations, as well as upcoming sicknesses. So doctors are working all the time, researchers always trying to figure out how we can make vaccines better, how we can prevent future outbreaks, and that is how they protect us. Pro tips are just don't spread germs, always wash your hands, warm water, soap always helps, and being a preschool teacher, I have found that getting kiddos to sing happy birthday while they're washing their hands, or even singing the alphabet a few times through, helps them make sure that they are washing their hands long enough. So for those of you with kiddos at home, if you're trying to teach them how to wash their hands. Those are some tips. And always cover coughs and sneezes with your elbow. If you don't have a tissue, always just make sure that you're using your upper sleeve or elbow. Don't ever cough in your hands. And that's all.